Alright, we are back here on WCW Returns, here with the Basement Booker. We are on the road to Starrcade. Last show at Wrestle War, we saw Roderick Strong win the Wrestle War itself and become the #1 contender for Bobby Roode's WCW Championship. They will be facing off at Starrcade. We got a lot of things going on in the next 6 or 7 weeks to build up to Starrcade. So many things going on that I just can't get into at the moment because obviously they're going to fill out in the shows. But I think overall, I think the shows building up to Starrcade and Starrcade itself will be a good representation of how you want to see WCW. So without further ado, let's get to the action here and let's see how these shows go. So, in a pre-show about that subpar wrestling in Little Heat, All Night Express defeats Zion in red, when Kenny King defeats the Amazing Member of the One Night Stand, Titus at 37, King of 40, Zion of 49, Red at 39. King is improving technical and performance, Titus in flying. Good, that's not bad at all. I'll take that. Zion and Red are just going to be put together for a little bit. In a pre-show bout that had subpar wrestling in Little Heat, Ashley Lane defeats Cherry Bomb at Lion 4-0, and Ashley Lane defeats Lion 4 by pinfall with a standing Shiranawi? Sure. Ashley Lane's getting better at his gimmick, 45 for Lane, 40 for Cherry Bomb, 30 for Lion 4. Cherry Bomb's performing skills are improving. Alright, let's get to the main show. Bobby Roode cuts a promo saying that he is still the WCW champion, whether you fans like it or not, and whether Mick Foley wants to keep throwing opponent after opponent at me, I will not be losing the WCW championship, and then brings me to the man who won Wrestle War, Roderick Strong. And as he says that, Roderick Strong music hits, comes to the ring, gets right in Roode's face, and says that I'm taking your WCW championship at Starrcade, whether the It Factor has any say at all. Which leads to Mick Foley coming out and saying, you guys will not be fighting at all tonight, the next night, or whatever until Starrcade. So tonight I'd like to book 2 matches. First one will be, which will be starting right after this, is Bobby Roode versus Cody Rhodes. And then right after that in the main event tonight we'll see Bram versus Roderick Strong. So 2 very good matches here to open booked for tonight. Yes. And a decent match. Bobby Roode defeats Cody Rhodes in 8-14 with a spear. They don't seem to click, that's okay. Bobby Roode at 64, Cody Rhodes at 56. No improvements. And then after the match, Marty Scurll attacks Cody Rhodes, laying him out in the ring after hitting his finisher on him. So it looks like Marty Scurll clearly still has some unfinished business with Cody Rhodes. So that's something to look forward to, as these 2 gentlemen have had a pretty heated feud since, I don't know, about probably the end of September. They've wrestled twice now on pay-per-view, so this is certainly becoming a heated situation. The Young Bucks come down to the ring, cut a promo on Kendrick and London, saying that they're the reason why they aren't the WCW Tag Team Champions, and they demand a match against them right now, and they call them out. Kendrick and London come down to the ring, and Mick Foley books this tag team match, so he sends the referee out there and tells him to ring the bell. And then about that decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Kendrick and London defeat the Young Bucks in 9:07 when Brian Kendrick defeats Nick Jackson with a fast roll-up. Both teams are amazing together. Paul London's getting better at his gimmick. 50 for London, 63 for Kendrick, 62 for Matt, 64 for Nick. No improvements. Just a quick little thing here to get Kendrick and London over in the Young Bucks real quick to continue this big storyline. Then after the match, London have a promo calling out Shelley and Sabin for next week. Shelley and Sabin come up onto the stage and accept. After that, we come back from commercial with Bill Goldberg coming down to the ring, apologizing to the fans, and wants to say his goodbye to WCW, saying that, I went into Wrestle War saying that I would win Wrestle War and go on to face Bobby Roode for the WCW Championship, and I failed you, and I don't know if I'm the same Goldberg you guys were used to seeing 10, 15 years ago. So at this point, I'd like to formally announce that I will be leaving, and as he says this, Rhino's music hits and says, Yeah, the only reason why you're leaving is because there's a man beast here who's better than you ever were, Goldberg, and I eliminated you from Wrestle War, and I eliminated you here from WCW. But if you can find that old Goldberg again, let me know, because I'm formally challenging you to a match at Starrcade. Goldberg looks around the crowd, and finally he says, "You're next." And Rhino and Goldberg shake hands as Goldberg's about to leave the ring. When Rhino attacks Goldberg, turns heel and starts laying the boots to Goldberg, and hits him with a gore. So Rhino's turned heel on Goldberg, and we now have Bill Goldberg versus Rhino now on the Starrcade card, joining Roderick Strong facing Bobby Roode. So huge development here, as we will see Goldberg wrestling one-on-one at Starrcade. In a decent match, Rob Echoes defeats Stu Sanders by pinfall with a surprise roll-up. Stu Sanders 64, Rob Echoes a 52. Stu Sanders improving performance. Awesome. Rob Echoes just gets a nice little victory here. There might be something developing out of these two after this. After that, we get an interview with Johnny Gargano being interviewed by Tony Schiavone about how he had won the six-pack challenge to get the opportunity to challenge MVP for the United States Championship at Starrcade. In a decent match, Johnny Gargano defeats Aaron Stevens in 10-10 by pinfall with a Hertz Donut. Gargano at 63, Stevens at 58. No improvements. After the match, both Mark Henry and MVP lay out Johnny Gargano in the ring, as MVP and Mark Henry stand tall, with the United States Championship held high in the air by MVP. 59 rating. I figured that'd be higher. And about that subpar wrestling and little heat, Natty Neidhart defeats Tally Madsen 720 by pinfall. Tally Madsen's getting better at gimmick. Neidhart at 45, Madsen at 43. No improvements. Natty Neidhart gets the win again on her build towards the WCW Women's Championship. Bram cuts a promo talking about how he raided RVD from WCW and that he is self-declaring himself the new hardcore legend of professional wrestling, and that no hardcore man can do anything to defeat him. So we got rating of a 67. And about that good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, Roderick Strong defeats Bram in 13:08 with a CX-03. Bram's getting better at his gimmick. They have great chemistry. Bram is 61, Strong is 78. There were no improvements to say on that one. And then after the match, Bobby Roode lays out Roderick Strong with his title belt, stands over him as he clearly displays to everybody that he is the it factor and the WCW World Champion. 71 rating there. That gets us to the end of the show. And we got a rating of 77. The show increased our popularity in 18 regions, which is fantastic, especially after Wrestle War's slightly disappointing rating, but that's only because of the Battle Royal. But I'm going to leave it here. Please like and comment below, guys. I really would appreciate it. I think this series is going very well. I think the booking, I don't know if you guys are agreeing or not agreeing, but I think it's very unique and allowing different people to grow, and obviously that they wouldn't get a chance to otherwise. But next time we will get to the next Tuesday Night Ignition as we continue the road to Starrcade.